everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we're out driving the brand new 2022 Volkswagen Taos. Now right now, I'm driving the all-wheel drive SEL model. A little bit earlier today, I drove the front-wheel drive SEL model in the beautiful cornflower blue, but this one's looking good as well in this red with its 19-inch wheels, which I think are a little large for this car, but you don't have to get the big boys. So we're gonna go out for a little drive, show you around Volkswagen's new small SUV entrant. And I must say, it is quite a good little option. One of the specs that really jumped out to me is that this thing has nearly just as much interior cargo space as our long-term Tesla Model Y. And that is capacious inside, and this thing is as well. Look at all of this room. I mean, it's... Chris up at the Topher joked that this thing's almost like the Honda Fit in that it feels like it's larger on the inside than it is on the outside. Because you look at the outside, and it's kind of a small little thing. It just looks like a mini Volkswagen Tiguan. Similar styling, similar proportions, but you get inside, and it does not feel cramped by any means. You got all sorts of room for putting your life's belongings, and you easily fold the seats back up, and you hop in here, and you take along a bunch of adults. As a 5'10" person, I've got loads of knee room, tons of headroom as well. You can see this panoramic sunroof. I don't know if that'll open. Yeah, it won't with the key not, with the car not on, but plenty comfortable space. You've got good door pocket. You've got a center flip down armrest with some grippy cup holders. Like to see that. A USB Type-C port. A super pointless little spot to put your hand right there, but you do have some air vents. So it's a good place to be back here. You could have child-facing seats, rear-facing car seat in here, no problem, or just some big people. Before we actually get into the front, I'll show you that with the key, you even have remote start. So you can lock it, double tap that key button, and the little 1.5 liter inline 4 turbocharged motor roars to life. Oh, come on now. I guess you gotta press the button to unlock it. In the cabin, a lot of practical stuff going on here. You even got heated and cooled seats on this top level SEL model. A very good infotainment system. We did a review of the 8-speaker Beats audio system. If you want to see that, the link will be in the description. Got the nice new Volkswagen logo. Just a very easy cabin to get accustomed to. There's no learning curve. Everything is right where you expect it to be. The controls make sense. Kind of unlike the Volkswagen ID4 that we just drove. Big ol' shifter. I'm kind of surprised they're still going with that, but I gotta say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Rolling away. All-wheel drive comes with a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. Really, in practical terms, it's no different than the 8-speed that's in the front-wheel drive model. I'd say if you don't live somewhere with a cold climate, don't bother with the all-wheel drive. The front-wheel drive gets remarkably better fuel economy, and it's lighter, and it drives a little bit better, and it's cheaper. So if you don't really need all-wheel drive, just stick with front-wheel drive. Maybe you can throw some snow tires on if you get snow and cold weather, but that's a personal decision. A lot of people will appreciate that all-wheel drive exists. And with the all-wheel drive model, you get a nifty little drive mode selector. So you can click that, you get Eco, Normal, and Sport modes. I actually like driving around in Eco because it calms down the throttle response. I found in Normal and Sport modes, it's a little too jumpy off the line. So I've got it in Eco now, and that's plenty fine for daily driving. This engine's by no means a hoot, but again, totally fine for daily driving. About 150 horse, 180 pound-feet of torque. Once the turbo kicks in, it pulls up to speed just fine. You should be able to pass people, pull out in traffic, all of your daily driving needs. But is it going to set your hair on fire? Absolutely not. Get a GTI for that. All Taoses feature a digital gauge cluster. This top trim SEL has the largest one with the most configurability. And it works well. It shows you what you need to know, probably more so as well. You can click through and see various things about your fuel economy, your trip statistics, your audio, your navigation, a bunch of different options there. And this dirt road is a good opportunity for me to show you how well put together this thing is. It's no creaks or rattles, taking these bumps just fine. These 19s are a little bit loud, but what can you expect? Oh boy, look at that big old crane. He was not happy about that. That's neat. Coming up here to some real tarmac now. Let's see what our pullout game is like. See, not even on it full throttle, just in eco mode, up to speed, plenty fine. The more time I spend with this 7-speed dual clutch, however, the more I appreciate the 8-speed conventional automatic in the front wheel drive. So just another reason to get front wheel drive over all-wheel. Car drives smoother, but most people probably won't really notice much of a difference. Now, despite this not being a sporty car, you can have a little bit of fun tossing it around, and the lightweight aspects help with that. So if you do like to hustle your small SUV around, you won't be too disappointed. Just know that you won't be really pulling out of corners with much viciousness. Volkswagen buyers appreciate familiarity, and you get a lot of that with this Taos. You could get right out of a Golf, a Jetta, a Tiguan, an Atlas, and feel perfectly at home right away in this vehicle. And I think Volkswagen did an excellent job sticking with that. When I got in the ID4, it took a long time for me to get accustomed to all the weird quirks and setups and differences. They could have just made a conventional vehicle like this and done a really good job at it. This is the new Jetta. This is the new entry-level car for people getting oftentimes their first new vehicle, maybe something like a lease during college or outside of college, that sort of thing. This is the new car that people are going to drive by the Volkswagen dealership and go, oh my gosh, that is a cute little Volkswagen SUV, I want that. And then they're going to get in, they're going to go, ooh, this thing is nice, it's crisp inside, it makes sense, it's familiar, it's welcoming, it's borderline utilitarian, but I think Volkswagen buyers appreciate that. They appreciate that crispness, that erring on the side of minimalism, but still totally making sense. Is the Taos my favorite car, even in this segment? No. I would lean toward one of the Japanese or Korean brands. I think Hyundai and Kia are really killing it in this segment. And honestly, the Chevy Trailblazer is really not too bad either, so it's worth a look. But it's about time Volkswagen got into this market. They're a little late to the game, but I think they did everything they needed to do to be competitive. And hey, if you like the looks of this thing, if you like the pricing, which is pretty darn competitive, starting down around $23,000, $24,000, this thing has just about everything you could want for this price. I actually really like the weight of the steering too. It's just right for me. It's on the light side, but I appreciate light steering. So, Volkswagen's new tiny SUV, the Taos. They did it all right. It is a perfectly recommendable vehicle. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more on the Taos, check the link in the description for our review of the Beats audio system. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.